You're listening to the Nothing Podcast with Nobody Important, where a group of nobodies speak to an actual somebody. And now your hosts, John and Frank.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? I'm John.
I'm Frank.
And you are listening to the Nothing Podcast
With Nobody Important.
Yeah, and we are here yet again to discuss Anthony Melchiori.
The gift that keeps on giving.
That's right. Host of the Travel Channel's Hotel Impossible is back with us. And so what happened was he kind of, not that he hijacked our show, but like we had him here and we were having good conversation and we wanted to keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, he did hijack our show.
A little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's definitely okay. Yeah, there was just too much content to put into one episode.
A lot of stories, yeah.
Here we are.
This is the bonus episode where we just took all of his stories and tried to make something out of them and put it all together for you to hear. Now, this episode is a little longer. This episode is an hour and 10 minutes or so. You know, I wanted to get it all in there. It's a bonus, right? Whatever. If you're listening to it, then you're on board.
He even flipped the tables on us and was grilling us for some time.
That's right. Towards the end, if you make it there, he grills all of us some questions like he does on his podcast, as well as we get into him trying to convince me why Vegas is a place worth going, which I, up until this moment, did not believe that it was. Did he turn me? You'll have to listen and find out.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So this one's a little bit looser, a little more fun.
Let's get into it. This week's guest, for an unprecedented second time.
Wow.
Here he is.
Anthony Melchiori, and I'm an asshole. So tell me something that you researched that you were surprised about, and I want to see how good you are. Let's see how much research you did, because there's one thing very few people know about, and it's very, very easy to get to, and let's see how good your research was.
I know you were in the military, is that correct?
Yeah, that's an easy one.
I know you have a soap, or a shampoo, rather, is that correct?
Okay.
That's one not easy to
You know,
miss.
I did a movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Alyssa Milano.
Right.
What movie?
Alyssa Milano.
I didn't do Alyssa Milano. I did a movie.
Correct.
Oh, right. That's a very different
Alyssa
thing.
Milano played your mother.
Right.
Oh,
In
yeah,
a
I knew that.
movie.
You told me that.
Right.
Wait, called. Oh, don't say it. It's Mob something. Mob wife. Mob.
Yes!
Mob. No. It's
Mob wife.
No,
What is it called?
I'm not telling you.
Mogwai.
Ma-
like
I can
grandma-
just look it up.
It's Wise Gal.
Wise Gal.
So
Yeah.
you produced that movie?
Yes, and I was actually in it.
You were in it, and who did you play?
I played Tito, Uncle Tito.
Do you have an Uncle Tito?
No.
Oh, so you played a fake character.
I played. Well, I have
Based
uncles.
on.
All Italians have uncles. So anyway, so I did the movie. It was about my life story. Watched the movie. It's called Wise Gal. I don't want to talk too much about it here. So after that, but getting that movie made was because I met a gentleman named Leo Rossi. Leo Rossi is an actor in Hollywood.
Sure.
He's been in, you know his name?
Yeah, I know
Okay.
him.
Analyze This. He's been in
I heard him on your podcast, actually.
He was on my podcast. From The Accused, he actually wrote the movie John Gotti. Don't hold that against him. But he literally wrote a great movie. I read it 7 years ago. Unfortunately, other people got involved and just beat the crap out of it. John Travolta signed off on his script.
Right.
100%. They rewrote it, and John Travolta had a problem and wanted his script back. And then they tried to take his script, Barry Levinson's script, and somebody else's script, and basically dog shitted it all over the place.
But weren't you there when that was being filmed?
Yeah.
Didn't we talk about this?
The movie Gotti?
Yeah, you were around.
Yeah, I was there.
Were you in it?
I was on set. I go to Ohio for one day just to see my friend Leo and meet John Travolta, hang out with John Gotti. I've met John Gotti. He's a friend of mine now, and we're standing in his trailer, in Leo Rossi's trailer in Ohio, shooting the John Gotti movie. Kevin O'Connell is the director. John Travolta is literally 5 feet from me. John Gotti's there. It's really kind of a surreal thing. And I was only there for a day and have a little overnight bag. And Leo goes, "Hey, there's the funeral scene." I said, "I know. You told me there's a funeral scene." He goes, "Oh, it's too bad you don't have a black suit." I go, "You mean this black suit?"
No.
And he goes, "Oh man, all the wardrobe people and the makeup people just left to go to the next location. Too bad we don't have an iron steamer." I said, "You mean this steamer?"
There you
No.
go.
You put yourself in the movie?
Dude, have you met me? And so then I get on the set, and there's a scene where I think Sammy the Bull is getting out of the limo to come to this funeral, and so I'm seeing all the extras. Now, I've been on a movie set many times, and I have a TV show. You know, we've had 3 of them. So I know how they're going to shoot this. So I'm figuring it out. And I go, okay, I'm going to stand right there. And I stood exactly where I knew the camera would have to shoot him coming through. So if you're watching the movie and you stand on one leg and close one eye, you will see me.
Wow.
I actually got a call from a friend of mine. Goes, dude, were you in the John Gotti movie? I go, there's no way you know that. He's like, I saw you in the back. I saw
0% chance
and you know
you
what he
saw me
said?
there.
You know what he said to me? He goes, I knew it was you. I said, why? I said, one, I know you know Leo, and number two, because nobody was bald in 1970s.
That's right.
Right.
That's why I never get extra work. Because I try to put in for like Boardwalk Empire, and they're like, no, everybody had hair then.
Right.
I don't understand what that's about.
Just
But
put a
it's-
wig on.
Yeah, I know, but it's so true. Like they don't. There was nobody bald back then, so you just stand out.
That was
When
pretty
you
quick.
were in this movie, did you have to act sad?
When I was in the, well, you're at the funeral. You're not.
So you were acting. You did a good.
I'm a great actor. I'm acting like I really enjoy being here.
I could tell.
Wow. Can
Yeah.
you do sad now for us? Would
Audio
you show
sad?
us just? We'll tell them how it's going. Just show us, like, what would sad look like in a?
I don't like being controlled, Frankie.
Oh, this is the
that's
wrong
it.
place for you.
That's funny. Yeah.
We should not let you see our phones now.
Yeah,
Do you want me to cry on the drop of a
cry
hat?
on cue?
Can you?
No.
Why are you gonna make this guy cry on cue right
No.
now?
Yeah, but you guys are actors. It's the same thing. When you put all that work in, all that rehearsing, all that crying, all that laughing, everything that you do in that moment, it's to give those people in the audience an hour or 2 hours to completely escape all their problems.
That's exactly why. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's your passion.
100%.
Yeah.
And if you would come off of it and just give 97%, you would never forgive yourself. It's the same thing with me.
I wonder how much of because I've thought about it. Like you love to do. I'm talking about theater, but even with you're saying, you love to do it because you're making them feel something. It could be they're feeling you're blowing their minds with the services that you can provide, or they're watching a play and it's making them question something. But I wonder if you dial the clock back to all of us when we were young, if we needed that sort of like you said, you had a hard time growing up, or things that were happening for you. I could talk about my own life, John, you too. But I just wonder, like, do we need that feeling of power that we could do it? Not ego, but at least of power or control or of feeling like I can give you something and therefore I have value.
Exactly. Was it enough? Could it have been enough for us to be the person enjoying the service rather than the person giving the service?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, for me, I don't enjoy the power. I enjoy the access. Fame, money is nothing I've ever wanted. It's not something I want money because I need to pay bills. And everybody thinks I'm a multi-millionaire because I'm on TV. I'm on reality television.
Right.
If I told you what I made the first season, you would laugh at me. And you know
Right,
what these hosts make. They make nothing.
Yeah.
By this ninth season, I was making a lot of money. I was doing well. Not enough to retire on, and not enough to call myself rich.
Right.
But if I made one of those shows every single week for 5 years, I'd be retired.
Sure.
But I didn't. I made $13 a year, and I made a really, really good salary. But that's it. So my point is access. What it did give me is access. Last week, I was a judge for the Hilton show in Vegas at the Hotel Design Show. They have a competition called The Box. And Bobby Burke from Queer Eye, myself, and a couple other people were the judges on this Hilton hotel room for the next year or two, whatever they're going to implement it. And the Hotel Impossible gave me access. Okay, the reason I'm on this podcast is because Hotel Impossible gave me access. And so I love the access. When people call me and say, hey, my daughter wants to be, on TV. Do you know anybody? I'll make a phone call. Hey, I'm going to Turks and Caicos. I'll make a phone call. I love that power. When people don't call me and they know I can get them access, it pisses me off. It's like, I can't give you money, but I can give you access to my account. And that to me is the power I enjoy. I don't abuse it. Matter of fact, sometimes I don't call people, and I say I don't have that person's number simply because I don't think it's the right thing to impose on that person. So I won't do it. Actually, it just happened today. I was like, I don't know anybody there. And I do, but it's like, that's not the right time to call that person for that thing. So the access is what is just, I love it. And like me and Bobby were laughing. We were in Vegas. We couldn't get a freaking table. And usually I hide, and I don't want to get a table because somebody knows who I am, or Bobby doesn't want to do that. But we were both so hungry, like, you want to go first? I want me to go first. Right. So we go up to it's a sushi restaurant at the MGM. It was the funniest thing. So I go, you go first. So he goes first. They have no idea who he is. So I go first. I'm sitting in the front line. I'm like this, cleaning my face off, putting my face out there to see hopefully somebody will get me in. And I feel like a little bit of an asshole, but I'm hungry.
Hey, what up?
Neither one of us got in. Nobody knew who the hell we were. And it was great great because I love that because it's like, yeah, you know, body man, just keep going. And I just and so I love the access. I never I enjoy getting recognized. People taking pictures with me. I enjoy when somebody says, "Oh, my kid loves your show." And I said, "Give me your phone." I take a picture and I send them a little message, and it blows their mind. I love that. I just love putting a smile on a person's face. But would I want to be this A-list celebrity or this real power broker in Hollywood? You couldn't give me, literally could not give me enough money to be that famous. Right. I'm just enough. I'm famous enough to impress my kids, impress my friends, and that's it. Right. But I don't need any of it.
Are your kids impressed?
The answer is I don't think it sucks to when their friends recognize me, and I think it's pretty cool. Do they like it when people interrupt us? I gave them, matter of fact, Bobby Burke said that I gave him the best advice ever before he was really famous. When somebody comes up to me, I say, "Hey, would you like a picture?" I take their phone, give it to my daughter if she's with me or whoever's with me. They take a picture. I say, "Oh, thank you so much for watching the show," and I'm gone. I'm very nice. I'm very respectful. If they have questions, I'll answer them. But if I take the power, because most people don't want to ask you for a picture, so they'll sit there and give you nervous, conversation for like 10 minutes. Sure. So if I break the wall down and say, "Hey, would you like to take a picture?" Right? Well, matter of fact, I was in New Jersey, in Atlantic City, with my friend David. He just got involved in a really big company. I had just gotten picked up for another TV show, and we were celebrating a lunch, and this young lady comes past us, and she goes, "Anthony." I go, "Hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Would you like to take a picture?" And she goes, "You're an asshole."
What?
And she goes, "It's Laurie Goldberg from high school." She had no idea it was on TV.
Laurie Goldberg.
But I was like, "Laurie, I'm sorry.
That's funny. Well, for what it's worth, Frank and I want to host for TV. Consider this a phone call.
What's that?
I said, Frank and I want to host for TV. Consider this a phone call.
Okay. I can help you write a treatment for a really good reality show.
There you go.
If you're not on TV, man, it's ridiculous.
He's
pointing at Frank. For the record, like with the kids, I'm also good on TV. It's just, he
Well,
doesn't know that.
I don't know you as well. I will say you're an incredible actor. That I will absolutely say. I had a friend, Ruben, or I have a friend named Ruben, who worked for me at Nickelodeon. I ran Nickelodeon Resorts, and he was the supervisor of entertainment. And I thought he was the most talented young man I've ever met in my life. Not that young. He's like 40 years old now. And I said, "Dude, you're literally like making $15 an hour. You should be in Hollywood. You should be a very famous, wealthy actor." Steve Harvey, he's now Steve Harvey's warm-up guy for every single show. He's his Family Feud voice. He's the warm-up for everything that Steve Harvey does, Miss Universe. And he just last year, he bought himself a Tesla. And he's going through, I don't know, one of the studios, say MGM studio in Hollywood, in his Tesla. And there's a picture on the internet of it. I literally burst out crying. Wow. And I sent him a text and said, "Dude, if anyone deserves this, he's the coolest human being you ever met." Matter of fact, Steve Harvey makes fun of him all the time. He's a little guy. And Steve Harvey one day carried him out, right? And he's like, "This is little Ruben. He's the most talented guy in Hollywood." Wow. He's just an incredible human being. I love when I see my friends get that, because I know how hard it is.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I know how hard it is to get to that level, and it's really exciting to see that.
Next thing you know, you can see me and Frank living in boxes 10 years from now. Matt drives by in a Tesla. It's like, "Oh, that guy stood out to me."
I do like Teslas.
But what's the secret of success, right? What's the secret? Like what's the secret of what's happened in your life, in your career, whether it be personal and professional? What's the secret?
I think the secret is to be good to people and to foster connections and to love what you're doing. And you can't do it for a goal. You do it to do it right, and then it leads to another thing.
100%. Do it to do it right, and it leads to another thing. Those are the greatest words that you can give to any young person in the world. And I'm sure you do that every day in your job. It's the most powerful thing in the world. I called you 10 minutes before I was supposed to be here, and I was trying to find parking. Mm-hmm. I was panicked that I would be late. I literally have a nervous breakdown if I'm late. Like, I'm never late for anything. And it really bothers me when I'm late. I was late because I couldn't find parking, but I let you know 10 minutes before. Mm-hmm. I didn't let you know 10 minutes after. I didn't find a parking spot, came in 10 minutes late and go, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Right. Like, I wanted you to know that this is important to me because I know it's important to you, and I'm early, and I'll be there as soon as I can find parking. And if there's no valet parking, you didn't send the car, you're an asshole.
Do you think this...
Right, our valet was in the...
Yeah, our valet's in the bathroom.
He was in the shop, not the car. The valet was in the shop.
Do you think your military upbringing instilled this philosophy, or at least cemented
my
it?
mother.
Your mother.
I saw my mother struggle. She had a nervous breakdown, I believe, when my dad died. And I think she just had a very difficult childhood. And I just saw her struggle. And I never wanted to be controlled by anyone. And I think by watching her, and again, I won't go into the story, I refuse. I just said to you before, I can't be controlled. If I have any downfall, is I can't be controlled. It's impossible to control me. Now, I've been married for 26 years, so one woman figured it out.
Somebody cracked that code.
Right. But so that's really, I will allow you to control me if there's a reason for it. I always say, sometimes my wife says, that person's taking advantage of you. I said, that person can't take advantage of me. She goes, well, they are. I said, well, I know they are.
Right.
So they can't take advantage of me because I'm getting something out of this. So I'll suck it up. And and that's the problem with, and I don't want to say millennials or today's society. I think in general, whether you're 50 years old, 80 years old, or 12 years old, I think the thing is, well, they're taking advantage of me. Screw them. Well, do you want to win or do you want to be right? I want to win.
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
You want to win or be right.
Right. I want to win.
Right.
So I'll take a couple shots, and I'll let you have them. I may even take more than a couple shots if I know I'm going to win. If I'm taking shots just to take shots, I won't do that. And I think if you can really instill that in people, don't be disrespectful. Don't let anybody put their hands on you, anything like that. But if you're just, all right, they're using you a little bit. All right, whatever. It doesn't matter. Am I going to win in the end?
Right. But you're conscious of it, so you're not being taken for a ride.
Right, exactly. And I think growing up in Brooklyn helps me with that.
Well, for sure.
Right.
So now you yourself are a TV host, right? I know you don't. I don't know if you consider yourself a TV host.
Absolutely. A producer, created the show, but of course I'm the host. Yeah.
So how do you, would you say, connect with an audience, especially when it comes to hospitality? People tend to be pretty crabby about it, and it's like something that people feel like they already know what they want.
Well, I think the first thing is authenticity, right? You have to be authentic. And if you don't know something, you don't know something. Don't fake it. Don't make believe you don't know it. Just say, I don't know it. In my TV career, because I've done 4 television shows. I've done Hotel Impossible, Extreme Hotels, 5-Star Secrets, and Hotel Showdown. And outside of Hotel Showdown, because that was more voiceover, every single one of them, I didn't know what I was doing. Meaning I didn't know what I was doing before I got there. And I have to depend on my producers. So on Hotel Impossible, producers go in about 2 weeks before. They kind of say, all right, there's a story here. They come back, they come back. They do an outline. I know nothing about the outline. They call me up and they hey, we're going to Tennessee, and it's a old woman with 2 sons, and she's batshit crazy, and the sons want her to get out. That's all I know. And that's probably more than I don't even know that much usually. I don't want to see pictures. I don't want to see pictures of the owner. Because we all judge, right? No matter how we're human beings, we're going to judge people. So they get there maybe on a Saturday pre-production. Then I get there Sunday night. Monday morning, my assistant Maria comes. She brings me in a car somewhere. We go to the parking lot. They mic me up. My face is usually towards the building. And toward the opposite of the building, and they say action, and boom, I go. And anytime the camera is down, I'm down. I'm in a green room somewhere, and I don't talk to anybody off screen. I can't do my job successfully that way unless the producers, before they get there, or even the first 2 weeks they're there before, they're there 2 weeks prior. They're there for a couple of days, and then they go back for pre-production like a day before. If the owners don't trust them, and they're not treating the owners with honor and respectability, the owners aren't going to trust me.
Sure, of course.
So the first part of me getting that connection is that, and I went through 19 producers in the first 5 seasons because I just had a problem with a lot of producers because they didn't get that. They didn't get the authenticity of it. And so it was very difficult. It was the hardest thing I've ever done, and I've lost probably 10 years of my life because of it. It was just, I fought every single show. If I didn't say I'm going to quit, every show, everybody got nervous. Like, I would call production and say, I'm out. I'm done. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. The producer's an idiot, whatever. And I finally got a director, producers, assistant producers, and a team. The last show we shot of Hotel Impossible, it was the happiest day of my life. Not because it was the last show, it was because I was like, we got the best team. We just shot the best show we've ever shot in 108 episodes. because I worked so hard for that authenticity, and my team finally got me there. And to the point where there's one producer, Maddie, she's about 5 foot nothing. She's probably now 30 years old. And I would go over there and say, hey, I need to talk to you. She goes, sit over there and I'll get you when I can. And I loved her because I knew she was in complete control and she knew what I wanted. And so she respected me, but she was also strong enough to shut me down when she needed to get what she needed to do.
She's got to work, right.
So the connection really came through my team. And then once they gave me that, I was able to then get the trust from the owners, but I would have to earn that trust. Because one of the things the owners would say was, I'm not going to say this and I'm not going to say that. And, if Anthony says this, can you shut him down? They always say, we can't control that guy. He's uncontrollable. Matter of fact, my daughter was on set one day when they said that, and she got very insulted. She said, Daddy, they said they can't control you. I said, well, they can't.
Right.
Why is that insulting you?
Right, yeah.
They
That's
can't
why the show
control me.
works.
Right, and you don't want them to control me because it would be, who wants their dad being controlled? So anyway, it was a really big part of it. It was a really big part of that connection, and once I got it, it was just the greatest thing. And so I cry a lot. I laugh a lot. I don't scream at people, but I'll get in their face. Mm-hmm. There's been 3 deaths in hotels since I've left because they haven't listened to me. Okay? Wow. And I won't tell you each one of them because I don't want to get sued.
Of course.
But 3 people have died. One just 2 weeks ago because they did not turn their hotel around. Yeah. And I've been called, to testify, and my lawyers got me out and said he didn't do anything. He wasn't involved in that part of the hotel.
Right.
So he's not testifying. But it's real. And that's why the hospitality, I love it. It's like, it's I have a family coming to my hotel. People ask me all the time about Airbnb and hotels.
I was just about to ask you that.
I have nothing against Airbnb, but I think they should be under the same life safety as my hotels. So my daughters go, I don't know, to Mexico, and they stay in Airbnb. All right, they're going there. Maybe it's their 21st birthday. They had a couple drinks. They go in somebody's apartment. They fall asleep. There's no security. Burns down. My kids die.
Yep.
Right? There should be. I know if I go to the Holiday Inn Express, there's safety, life safety, and everybody there is supposed to be trained on how to take care of my family. So that's where so when you come to my hotel, I take it very personal. Like if you break a nail in my hotel, I take it very personal.
Right. Do you think that Airbnb has hurt the hospitality industry?
No, I think, and that's not politically correct because a lot of people disagree with me.
Okay.
You have a hotel, say, I don't know, in Maine, and it's I don't know, Holiday Inn Express, and a Marriott Courtyard opens up, and it's 100 rooms across the street from you, and now you and 3 friends put 4 Airbnbs together. Who's more problematic for my hotel, the Holiday Inn Express? The 50-room Marriott or the 4 guys and a suitcase?
Right.
Who's more problematic? So people simplify this whole thing. So you'd have to really... You've had bread and breakfast and people renting out their homes forever.
Right.
Somebody weaponized it, right, by putting on technology, and now it's like this weapon that's going to kill the hotel business. I was in Italy 8 months ago. I'm at a conference. I was asked to come be a keynote speaker, and I'm talking about the hotel business. The guy before me or after me was an Airbnb technology expert. And he turns to me with now I have my beautiful suit on, my tie. I'm representing the hotel business. He's representing Airbnb technology. And not Airbnb, but just this technology he has if you're an Airbnb host. And he has a stain on his shirt, a white shirt that, Italians, it's too tight. And they're and he was too big to be wearing this white tight shirt. And I only tell you this because he insulted me. He turns to me and he goes, well, the hospitality industry, the hotel business will be a niche in 5 years. And I turned to him and I go, that is the stupidest, and I said, just a quote unquote, that is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard anybody say to me. And once it was interpreted for the Italians, they all laughed. And the guy didn't shake my hand when he got off stage.
Wow.
And I was like, and I don't talk to people that way. I just don't. But like, don't be an idiot.
Yeah, that doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even.
But there's a lot of pressure on you. You are the face of hotels, of American hotels.
That is way overstated. I get told that a lot. It's way overstated. What I really enjoy, this is what I enjoy. I enjoy that my industry still calls me up and says, hey, can you come speak? My industry still calls me up. Cornell University, I have a class at Cornell University, Cornell, called Build Your Personal Brand. We're building another course called Special Operations for Hotels. That is a privilege. So I enjoy that. I enjoy when people stop me and go, I look at hotel rooms differently because of your show. So if you want to give me that, yeah, great. But am I the face of the hotel business? I've done something no one else has done, and I'm very proud of that. No one in North America has ever done a hotel show that's been successful, and there's been a lot who've tried. We're the only successful hotel show.
Yep.
Probably really, really the only successful hotel show in the world that's been successful in 100 countries. I mean, I've never been to South Africa, but apparently I'm like Jerry Lewis in France and South Africa.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like on 7 days a week at 9 o'clock. A lot of parts of Europe, 7 days a week at 9 o'clock. So I go to Europe. I had a guy in Spain literally stopped a car, a taxi driver, got out and just like shook me up and down, telling me I changed his whole life because I taught him how to run his business through the hotel business. He learned. So I get that a lot, whether it be a locksmith, whether it be a cab driver. It's like you taught me how to run my business. And it's all over the world. And that stuff is just, I'm so blessed to be in that position. But yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. One thing, something I think I learned from you, or maybe not from you directly, but from your show, and I hope it was you, the remote. Mm-hmm. I now put the remote in the ice bag. Was that you?
That was on Rachel Ray, and you saw me on Rachel Ray.
Yeah.
And I showed her how to do it. And after I showed her put the remote in the ice bag, she said, they don't just give these jobs to anyone, do they?
Wow.
You really know this stuff.
That's good.
That was this is going back 9 years ago. It was the day my show was airing for the first time ever. I've never been on a talk show. She basically tapes live, right? And everybody knows what that means. So I'm a nervous wreck. My brother Angelo is in the green room, my best friend David. And my brother Angelo turns to me because I'm a nervous wreck and goes, calm down. I go, calm down. There's 5 million people going to be watching me. Wait a minute, that's the worst advice you can give any human being about to be on a live talk show. Mm. So I go I go right near the drape where they're about to call me in. I've not met Rachel Ray at all. We have not practiced anything. Her producers kind of told me what we're going to do, whatever. I give them a list of things we're going to talk about. And there was this young lady, or actually older woman, and she grabs my hand. She's a stage manager. She brings me there and she goes, okay, baby, when they say action, you go. And I go, And then she's like, no, baby, you just go. They say action, you go. I go, And she goes, you're not going to go? I said, no, you can't leave. When they say action, then you can release my hand, but I can't, I will faint if you leave me. You can't leave. And she's looking at me like, you've never done this before? No, I've never done this before. I'm very, very nervous. And she goes, okay, baby. And she's holding my hand as she's texting her kid because she had to talk to her kid. And she's just probably saying, holding this idiot's hand. But she literally gave me the strength to go on. They say action. I literally get on, and Rachel comes to me right before they go live. She looks at me and she goes, hi. I go, hi.
Wow.
Action. And she was brilliant. She was brilliant.
Like she's your best friend.
She was, oh my God, she was amazing. And then they said, cut. She goes, thank you. And that was it. So when people say, do you like Rachel Ray? I said, I don't know. I like her, but she was amazing. It made me feel like me and her hung out for 5 hours before the show.
And she put you at ease.
That's so
instant.
funny. And so you could have looked around and went, did anybody here know Rachel Ray? That answer, we would have. Danielle and I were on Rachel Ray last year.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
They had us on.
And did you have the same experience?
Yeah, she didn't talk to us. She asked us a question because we were plants in the audience and we talked about where we were going to move to and all this stuff. And she literally, we did not have anything with her. They brought us out, literally go. She came, she talked to us, we joked around. That was it.
Right, and she was nice.
She was nice, yeah.
She complimented my glasses.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
this explains a lot. This explains why you've been holding Matt's hand the whole time.
Yes.
Right. Matt's hand is getting very sweaty.
Well, he's bumped his head, so I have to make sure he's okay.
I get lost very easily.
It's funny.
It's bad.
Do you ever relax? I feel like you're always doing something. You do 1,000. You're like the Ryan Seacrest of hotels.
I am the best relaxer in the world. I don't do yoga and I don't meditate. Two things that people tell me they do and I should do. I just am really good at just not doing anything when I don't want to do anything. And so I zone out. I'm not going to name drop, but I'm going to name drop. Carson Daly's mom, Patty Daly Caruso, who's passed away last year, used to stay in my hotel. Right when Carson was remember when he was dating Tara Reid back in the day?
Oh, of course.
I was invited to the wedding. I still have the invitation.
Stop.
So it's a CD with the invitation of their wedding. Anyway, so it was going to be the biggest thing in the world. I was so excited. Oh my God. And then they broke up and I wanted to kill them both. So anyway, me and Patty Daly became friendly. She was very, very sweet, very nice to me. Matter of fact, she hooked up a couple of my friends with internships on his show when he had that show on. And she's just a great lady. And one day I tried to call her about something, and she called me like 2 days later, and it was atypical of her to call me 2 days later. It was always like right away. I go, Patty, where were you? She goes, I took a knot day. I go, what's a knot day? She goes, I not do anything. And so I learned how to take a knot day. And I'll literally take a knot day. Like, I not do anything.
What does that look like to you?
It looks like being in our neighborhood, because we both live in, well, you work in that neighborhood, but I live in that neighborhood, and being near the beach, having some kind of breakfast in my lap, reading a newspaper, putting on Billy Joel or Frank Sinatra, chilling out to about 11 o'clock, then going to the gym with my trainer from about 11 to 12:30, then driving around aimlessly around the neighborhood, taking some conference calls. So it's never not a not day. Right. I'll take a couple conference calls because people need to talk to me, whatever it is, and then I'll pick up my daughter from high school, and then maybe if it's in summer, probably lay in my yard and play poker for no money on my iPad, have dinner, and then go watch some MMA fights or poker on TV and fall asleep.
There you go.
That's a not day.
That sounds like a good day to me.
Yeah.
That's
like
a not
that.
day.
Huh.
Yeah. So I'm really, really good at relaxing. My wife will tell you that. I'm really good at relaxing. Now, and even when I travel, I'm good at, like, I was at a cocktail party last week. I was at the MGM, I'm going to say, on the rooftop. No, I was at the Palms on the rooftop. They have a beautiful rooftop. It was a cocktail party. And as one of the judges of this Hilton thing, I had to be there. And between 6 and 6:45, I was there. It just started about 6:30. I got there about 6. I'd say about 6:45, 6, maybe 7. I tapped out. I went back to my room. I sat in my room. And I went to sleep. And I woke up the next day and I judged the competition. Now, most people don't do that, but I just, like, I said, ooh, I got a couple hours here. Let me go steal that, and let me just go relax and just watch TV or go to sleep or whatever. So I'm really good at taking care of myself. Self-care, I'm good at that.
That's a big thing.
Now, you love Las Vegas, correct?
I love
I
Las
have
Vegas.
heard. I've
Matter of
read.
fact,
This
hold
is
on.
good.
Can I play the Dean Martin? I love Las Vegas.
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
I had it the
actually
other
don't
day
know
going
if
through
it
Vegas
likes
with my headphones on, walking through the Vegas airport with Dean Martin singing "I Love Las Vegas." I felt like a rock star.
So I read recently that you said if you could live anywhere else besides New York, it would be Vegas, and you like, I recently went to Vegas for the first time. What was it? 5 months ago? Less even? 4 months ago? February. And I enjoyed it. So my pitch that I wanted to make to you was pitch me on Vegas. Convince me about Vegas. Because I wasn't super impressed.
Do you like poker?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I play a lot, but I don't. I'll admit, I don't usually play in casinos. I play on my own. I play my own games. But yes, I do. Yeah, go.
Okay. Do you like losing money?
I mean, it happens.
Right. Don't ever play cash at Vegas. Always play in tournaments. The $200 buy-in tournaments, which I do. You can sit there for 12 hours. You get free booze all day long. You put your hand on your head. You look at the cards, and you don't concentrate anything but cards. And if you win, it's exhilarating because you win a couple grand, and you win. I've never won, so I don't know how that feels, but I would imagine it's exhilarating.
Right.
So I would sell you through, if you like poker, then there's no place in the world better once you get into that routine of tournaments in Vegas. I'm addicted to it.
Okay.
So I've been to Vegas 4 times this month. I'm actually going back next week, all haphazardly, not on purpose. And I'm like, oh my God, I get to go to Vegas again. And I always try to cut out half a day to play in a tournament. So do you like food?
I do.
Okay, the best food in the world, the best restaurants in the world, the best chefs in the world.
We did have good food. I will say the food was real good.
Do you like entertainment?
From time to time. Yeah.
Every person in the world is there. Whether it be Cher, whether it be the Osmonds, whether it be Rod Stewart, whoever it is.
David Copperfield.
David
which I'm going to keep my opinions to myself
we
on
talk
the David
about-
Copperfield.
But he's a billionaire off of making illusions.
It's amazing to me that he's a billionaire because, boy, that guy has given up. His show.
You saw it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we get
It
Danielle
was-
on?
Tell me.
It was the most upsetting thing
I want to know
I've
about
ever
it. 'Cause
experienced.
every time I see, this guy's making $1 billion, and how's he doing it?
Yeah.
I want to hear about this.
So I was a huge David Copperfield fan when I was young. Loved him so much. I'd seen him in Atlantic City, so we were there, and I convinced everyone, let's just buy tickets on a whim. Fine, great. We get there, and all I can say is there was loud 90s music, a lot of hand movement.
Yeah, his eyes were glazed over.
How
the
long ago
whole
was
time.
this?
This was in February.
In February.
Holy crap.
And it was so upsetting.
The cab driver told us one of the cab drivers was like, he does this illusion where he disappears off the stage and reappears in the audience. I don't know how he does it. I can't do it. I can't demonstrate it on radio or whatever. But he literally, the lights went off, and he ran past us with the coat over his head. And then the lights came up, and he was there, and everyone was like, "Whoa!" And we were like, he literally almost bumped into me just
I
now.
was one of them, and like
She didn't notice him pass by.
but like just watching his dead eyes up
You
there
couldn't even
was
understand
so
what he was saying. He was talking
hard.
so fast. Yeah.
Oh my god,
Well,
John
he's probably
does.
done it a billion times, right?
Oh yeah. He does the
He
same
does
joke.
it twice a night, I think, for 6 days. So it's like, oh my god, how could you not hate your life?
Wait, hold on a second. First of all, this is what I don't understand about David Copperfield. One, you are rich beyond anyone's imagination. You have your own effing island. Mm-hmm. Claudia Schiffer was your girlfriend for 20 years. And I know that because you stayed in my hotel. She did. And I had to go get her underwear at the Plaza Hotel because she forgot her underwear. And I go like, oh, okay, I'll go get your underwear. Please.
Wow.
And when did I sniff her underwear? Absolutely not.
What color were they?
All kinds.
Oh, you got her a lot of underwear.
Oh my god!
Rainbow.
That may be one of the greatest moments of my life.
Why didn't you open with that? It's talking about the fucking remote in the bag.
What's great about the hotel business is you can literally just name drop somebody and I'll give you a story, or if I've met them, and they're always great stories.
All right, let's do it. Robin Williams.
No, wait. Go on about David
All right,
Copperfield.
David
Yeah.
Copperfield.
No, that's that. So I've always been fascinated when I go to Vegas. I see, and I admire him. I was like, I don't know what he does, how he does it. I don't care, and I don't admire that part of it. But you did it, bro.
Yeah.
It's like you made 1 billion people come watch you, and you made a fortune, and you're David fucking Copperfield.
He's a gold
Good for
statue
you.
outside his own theater.
Right,
The
good for
statue
you.
is incredible.
So I have a lot of credit, but I hate when people give up. I just watched the show, and a very, very famous comedian. I won't say who. I don't even want to say here. I don't want to say who because I have so much respect for him, and I think he's an amazing human being. He's on everything, every commercial, every movie, every stand-up. We just went to see him, me and my wife and my 2 kids. I have 3, but one of them was away. And we don't get together that much. We're home and stuff, but we don't travel that much because who's in college? I'm traveling. My wife, is working. So we go, and we're really excited about going. And I got to tell you something. He called it in. He was exhausted. Yeah. And you saw it by everything he's doing, and he called it in. And one of the things that I pride myself on, no matter how, you call me the Ryan Seacrest, and I pride myself on every single time I'm anywhere, I'm 100% energized. Like right now, right? It's 5:30 on a Sunday. I can run around the block right now. It's like I pride myself on that. And I don't really have to psych myself up to do it. I just make sure before self-care, I don't drain myself to a point. Like I ran the marathon in 2001. I had more energy the last 3 miles than I did the whole race. And I'm not a runner. I haven't run a mile since. I don't run. I don't like running, but I had a goal and I wanted to do it. But I kept all my energy to the end in case I was afraid I was going to run out of it.
Sure. You know how to pace yourself.
Yeah, and I think that that's really, really important. So David Copperfield, people like that, I admire them because they have paced themselves. But at some point, he's like 97 years old, and I'm sure he's just bored with himself.
He was literally like, he would be like, the story was about his father or whatever, and he'd be like, oh, my father died, I love my father, and here's the thing, and here's a trick, and now, hey, there it is. Okay, great, moving on to the next thing. And he would literally, you couldn't even understand what he was saying, but he was trying to tell a story, but there was no inflection in his voice or whatever. It was not changing. It was really disappointing because we were looking forward to it, and the illusions were good. I'll say the illusions. I don't know how he did it. The magic part of it was great, but there was no showmanship
And
there.
he also wanted to clap for himself.
Yeah, if you didn't clap enough, he would ask for it.
He would ask for it, and that was hard to watch.
Yeah.
Because it was, first off, he didn't give the audience enough time to even attempt to clap for him, but it was really hard. It was really, really hard.
Now, was it full?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'd
mostly
say,
you could tell with people who got comps.
Okay.
Like they were just kind of.
Right, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the audience wasn't really into it
So he
either.
literally ran through the audience with a cape.
With a coat over.
With a
his
coat
head.
over, being followed with the most antiquated giant camera and a cameraman that I've ever seen. How are you trying to sneak around? You're being followed by this giant, Godzilla 2000
Danny
cameraman.
Tanner video
yes,
camera.
yes.
Well, maybe the camera is trying to throw your eyes.
Could probably
to
be.
the camera because the camera's now going to be here to see David Copperfield. So you're following the camera, and he's underneath the camera.
That's what you'd think. He didn't even have a cape on. He looked like he had his coat over his head like it was raining. It was really funny.
Wow.
But no,
was there an alien in it?
There was an alien in it, and there was a little alien. and he had this animatronic alien, and it was really cool, voiced by a very famous voice actor, which threw me off. And then after like spending 40 minutes or so talking to this alien, I heard a guy behind me who I guess didn't speak much English just go, "It's a gremlin." And I'm like, what is this guy doing? This guy's not listening at all.
I have never had a desire to see his show, so
Right.
I'll skip that one.
We did see Beatles Love. That was great.
Yeah, how was that? I
I
see that
loved
everywhere.
it.
Was it?
It's beautiful.
And
yeah.
you know what, the Michael Jackson thing, I was staying in a hotel with the Michael Jackson thing, and they had a store, like a huge souvenir store, and people were there, and the lines were crazy. And
Yeah.
have you seen that show?
No, we didn't see that one.
Still, even after all this in the
Oh,
documentaries.
it's out of control. I mean, I had to walk through. I was walking through the casino to get somewhere, and it was like thousands of people I had to just circumvent to get through.
I'll say my opinion of Vegas was also probably tainted by the fact that I was there for 3 days, and it snowed all 3 days.
Oh, okay.
It was ridiculous.
Snowed.
What hotel did
snowed.
you stay at?
The Flamingo. I liked the placement. I was happy enough with the hotel. I could tell it was an older hotel.
Did it have the paper on the toilet?
I'm not going to tell you
Okay,
that
I'm rubbing my head and my eyes, and I almost fell off my chair. You stayed at the Flamingo.
We stayed at the Flamingo. I was
Did
playing.
you stay at the Windjammer?
What?
The Windjammer Sheepshead Bay. Listen, we're regular people.
We're regular people. We don't stay
Yeah.
here.
I'm regular
Eloise
people
to
too.
this.
Flamingo.
I like the Flamingo, but
It was perfectly placed, and it was my fault because I've stayed there
Oh, the
previously.
Flamingo was great. It was you? Okay. It was great. I love the Flamingo.
That's right. That's right.
No, but
Thank
Matter of
you.
fact, I'm doing a show there.
there was nobody going to tell me when I walked in there, and this is me being a novice, so, you know. But I walked in there, and I could tell it wasn't the cleanest hotel. It wasn't the newest hotel. I knew that, but it didn't offend. I wasn't offended by it.
But in Vegas, you can. How much did you pay a night?
Oh, I don't remember.
We got a discount.
Or how much did you pay?
I don't remember.
Less than $60?
No.
150?
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
you can stay at 5-star hotels in Vegas for $150.
We
Literally.
needed you to come with us.
And you have to call me now.
Yeah,
you have my
yeah.
number. Well, I'll give you my number.
There you go. I got it here on the
Except
card.
he didn't
Nice
like
to meet you.
Vegas, so we're not gonna go
Well,
back.
I want to go back. I didn't get to see Puppetry of the
No,
Penis,
listen,
so I have to go back.
Puppetry of the Penis. I'm the star of the show. And listen, I love Vegas because I love poker. I've never been to a strip club in Vegas. I've never been to a bar in Vegas outside of the hotels. I've never been to a restaurant outside of the hotels, except this really cool diner around the corner from one of them. It was great. My friend brought me. And I love poker. I love good restaurants. And I just love the vibe. And my favorite hotel in probably the world is the Wynn, is the Encore.
We didn't visit.
And I've never stayed in a room. And I'll tell you why I love that hotel so much. Not the rooms, but the lobby. Did you walk through the
We didn't
Encore?
get to visit it. No.
It's spectacular from a design standpoint. I'm a design geek when it comes to hotels. I couldn't find dust. I couldn't find a mark. The uniforms looked like they were sculpted on people's bodies. I just wanted to touch people's uniforms. Like the name tags are perfect. They're straight. They're clean. The ties are knotted perfectly. I sit in the poker room and I lose because it's so beautiful. I can't even see shit. Matter of fact, I'm there last week and I'm in between meetings and I went to play cash. I had $100. Let me go play cash. Sit at the table. Guess who's sitting next to me? AJ from The Sopranos. So now I maybe got myself to $400 or $500, and I'm like feeling good about myself, and I'm heads up against him, and I have, I don't know, maybe a straight going or whatever, and I had a straight. I already flopped a straight. If everybody plays poker, you understand that. And then he beat me on the river with a flush, so he took all my money. So it was really cool. And then you know who I saw walking? Then I was driving, and I saw Pete Rose in a white Rolls Royce, and then I went to another casino and I saw Jose Canseco.
There you go.
At another poker table, and
I followed Anthony Rapp from Rent through the hotel because I wanted to make sure it was him, and he walked right into the poker room. It was
cool.
him.
Wow.
At the Flamingo?
Yeah. Well,
Flamingo
no,
has a poker room?
it might not have. No, it wasn't
I
the
don't think
Flamingo.
so.
I don't remember what hotel it was. We were visiting another hotel, and we saw him there.
What was your favorite hotel in Vegas? Did you like Vegas?
Oh yeah, I've been 3 times before.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. What hotel did we like the most?
I mean, I love the Bellagio,
Yeah.
but I also loved the Venetian.
Yeah, the Venetian. The
because of their
Venetian used to be
design.
my go-to. Used to be my go-to because it has every room has a suite. It has the Guinness book. It has the record in the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest hotel rooms in the world because every single room is a suite.
Oh.
And it's very comfortable, very nice. It's just very big, so it's hard to get anywhere. And then of course they have that beautiful Canal.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was nice. The
Yeah,
shopping
that was
area was
gorgeous.
really nice.
My best friend who's passed away now, we're in Vegas, and we go through, and he looks up, and he goes, "You told me it was raining out." I go, "It is raining out." And he goes, "No, it's not. It's beautiful out." I go, "Dude, we're inside." He goes, "No, we're not." I was like, "Dude, we're inside." He goes, "No, we're outside, dude. Look at the clouds, and the sun. It's beautiful. What are you talking about?"
Wow.
Oh, no.
I said, "Okay, look up. And let me know when the last time you saw a sprinkler in the sky."
Right. That's a person who
That's
can't
like,
tell if
that's
they're
a
indoors.
sprinkler.
Is it that convincing, or is your friend
It
blind?
is.
Or?
It is. It's really, yeah.
especially if you're my friend Herbert Russell Hooks. It was very
He
convincing.
doesn't know inside or outside. Herbert Russell looks.
It was very. I liked the. We went to an oxygen bar there
Okay.
where we sat with the tubes in
No,
our
you
nose.
did
Yes,
not.
we did.
And what is that? What is
What'd it do
that?
for you?
It was supposed to just energize you. We really just wanted to try it because we
Did they
seen
clean
it
the
and
tubes
like,
before you put it in your nose?
I assume they did.
do we know?
She took some sort of
Energy drink.
energy
I
drink
felt
they
great
gave you. She felt
after.
great after this, but it's supposed to just rejuvenate you. I mean, who knows? You're sitting there, look like
Yeah.
you're in the hospital.
Did
with
it
the
feel
things.
good?
It was very jarring at first, like to get it comfortable. Also, I felt really, really bad putting like tubes in my
Like
nose
oxy-
when
like
I'm
hospital
not sick.
tubes? It
It was
felt
very
weird.
like that was uncomfortable. But once I got like used to how it was going in my nose, I was like, okay, cool.
That's kind of interesting that you felt uncomfortable putting tubes in your nose because you weren't sick. Why?
Oh, I don't know. Because of
just-
the hospital thing.
She wouldn't let
like,
me post the pictures because it just.
Do you work in a hospital?
No, but I've seen. I mean, I've been around.
You
a
felt
decent
guilty?
amount of
You
sick
associated
people.
with someone
Yeah,
being
what
sick.
are
I
we
do
I find that fascinating.
Yeah, you associated with being in an uncomfortable.
No,
like a
but she didn't say I
hospital.
was uncomfortable. She felt bad, which means that she felt guilty because there's people in hospitals dying, and she felt like.
But the way you put it, that makes sense to me.
Exactly.
The way you described it even
Yeah,
makes
No,
sense.
that's 100.
fascinating to
I
me
would
that you
never
feel that
post
way.
a
I
photo
would never
of
have
me.
thought that.
I have the photos, but she
Yeah, I was
wouldn't
like,
let me post them. She
not
didn't want to
okay.
post them.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Anthony's-
That's weird. That's interesting.
As far as the shapes of the
Tom laughing
the
at you.
shapes of the hotels themselves, I noticed while I was there that they had the Wynn, and right next to it was the Wynn Encore, and they were the same exact building. Is it called the Encore because it's the same building again? That was my thought when I saw it, but I was never able to look it up.
Well,
or-
it's Encore, so we're taking a bow, and it's
It's
I
right.
would
It's the
imagine.
same thing. It's a repeat of the
Right.
same thing.
Yes.
That was very interesting to me. I thought that was really well done.
You know, it was also very interesting. Did you see across the street there was a building under construction that looked just like the Encore?
I
in
heard the
Wynn?
story about this. It's fascinating. Please tell it.
Okay, so it's owned by Resorts World. Resorts World decided, and I know this because the cab driver told me, not because I'm like the guru of the hotel
Cab
business.
driver
I
also
didn't know
told me.
that.
Right.
I didn't know this.
Same guy.
And I said, why aren't the cranes moving, man? It's the middle of the week. Why aren't the cranes moving? And he goes, because the Wynn is suing Resorts World because it's the same design. I guess contractually, there is something in the law that design is also you can't copy a person's design of a building, which I actually didn't realize that. And I was in construction and with real estate for a long time in the city, and I never realized that. And so they're saying based on the pattern of the hotel, the colors of the hotel, and the materials they're using, they have to cease and desist. So it's right now in a big lawsuit. And if you look at it, it's crazy. I actually Instagrammed it. It's crazy that it's the same exact building. So I thought it was exactly that. It was the Encore to the Encore.
Right.
I
And
thought
it's
it was
just
another
sitting
Wynn
there.
hotel. I thought it was another Wynn hotel.
Yeah, it's just sitting there. There's another one too that
I'm
they-
listening to you. I'm just going to try to pull it up.
Yeah, sure. They built it, and it was faulty in the way they built it. The windows were falling out. And
that's
Oh, it's Pennsylvania.
right. The windows were falling out, and they stopped construction on it, whatever, halfway through. And it's been there, I think, what do you say, about 5 years?
Yeah, something like that.
It's a basically completely done hotel that just isn't up to snuff, and there's been arguments about who's going to pay for it and who's going to own it and who's going to continue, and it's just sitting there.
And windows fall out all the time.
And
they
windows
said.
fall out still.
There goes another one. Why would you build the same exact looking hotel across from the thing?
I can't figure
And
that
no,
out.
did they ever?
Well, they said
bring it
Resorts
up?
World, when it's done, will be the biggest hotel in Vegas.
They're gonna add one floor and copy the guy across
Right.
the street.
Yes, but
Well-
it's probably because you have that correlation in your brain, like, oh, that's the Win,
Right, exactly.
and then maybe the people that go to the Win then like think that's the same building.
Yeah,
Because
I really
Resorts
don't
World
know.
is only from, well, there's a whole bunch of them, but like,
We know Resorts World from Queens.
Is that the same thing?
It is.
Yeah, it's the same one.
It's the same casino from over here, yeah.
Wow. Resorts
I'm
World.
just trying to find a picture to show you the comparison.
Do you know what hotel in Vegas I appreciated, although it just look at the outside and say it's the filthiest place in the world? Circus. I appreciated it because it had a place for kids to go, and I liked that. I don't know, when we went in there, there was an arcade, and I was like, it was the only one I'd seen with a full arcade where the kids could go somewhere. There was like shows for kids.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I see why this is still here. But from the outside, it was the filthiest hotel I've ever seen in my whole life.
Put a towel over the arcade games.
It looked like the filthiest hotel I've ever seen in my life. The only savable part from it that I saw was that there was an arcade, and I didn't see a place for kids anywhere else.
Circus was an important hotel there. I don't know what it looks like now or what it's like, but it's not the first one that comes to my mind. The first hotel I think about when I go to Vegas is the Flamingo.
Really? Like, wow.
It's one of the oldest.
Your tunes
I didn't even know the Flamingo was still open. I really did.
It actually is the oldest.
It is
Right.
one of the oldest.
It is the oldest.
Yeah. You know what was interesting? I've never been downtown Vegas.
No?
And I went to Binion's, which is where poker
yeah,
kind
sure,
of
of
started.
course.
So I went in there, and there was no tournament going on, but I played a cash game in the morning. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning. I had a couple hours before I had to be anywhere. And I throw $100 on the table, and it was the quickest, fastest, most dangerous poker game I ever played in Vegas. I mean, those guys are there every day, and they're going to take your money and rip your face off.
Yeah.
And they're playing $1 and they're like before I knew it, like it was up to a couple $100, and I have big pots, and all of a sudden it's like an $800 pot. And I'm like, holy shit! It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I lost all my money. I left. I lost my $100, but it was like the funnest game. Then I went to the Golden Nugget,
I was gonna say, yeah.
which they really renovated, and I was really impressed. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was really
impressed.
nice. Some
So
of the
I
places
enjoyed
downtown were nice. Yeah, we went. If you're a Vegas like history person, and you probably already know this, but it only opened not too long ago, and we went and we loved it. Was the Neon Graveyard?
Boneyard.
Oh,
The
no,
Neon,
yeah,
the
yeah.
Neon Boneyard?
No, that opened a while, I thought.
Was it? They keep
See, I
adding
would love
to it.
going. I would love
It
to go
was
to that.
fantastic.
I would love going.
And we went there the day or 2 days after they had put the giant guitar from the old Hard Rock in it.
Oh, wow.
And they haven't even lit it up yet when we went. They hadn't finished electricity.
Oh, that's fantastic.
At night they are, but during the
You
it
can
was
go to
really,
tours.
It was
I would
fantastic.
go there. You talk about the Hard Rock. I had actually executives of the Hard Rock on my podcast, and they're building a guitar hotel in Hollywood, Florida. Do you know that?
No.
It's built out of. You can actually put it up on Google. It's built. It's almost open. It's built in the shape of a guitar.
Oh, I think did you post a picture of it?
I did.
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah, it's fascinating. And actually, they told me they don't. The museum for all the Hard Rock memorabilia, or warehouse, or library, whatever you want to call it, but they have a huge place where they keep all the memorabilia. And when hotels open around the world, they try to decide which goes where and all that stuff, and they have all kinds of great stuff. And it's close to the public, and you really can't go in. And they told me to let me come in when I'm available and in Hollywood, because it's in Hollywood. And I'm like looking forward to it like nobody's business. It's like,
just like
wow.
Hollywood props and costumes and.
Yeah, and you can go through it. Some things have never been seen before that they haven't put out yet. Just fascinating stuff. And actually, I asked them, I said, is there anything that you've ever gone for that you couldn't get? He goes, all the time. He goes, people outbid us all the time. We're a corporation, so we have certain. But if there's like a billionaire guy in Tahiti that wants to buy Michael Jackson's glove, he may beat us for it.
Wow!
I did that. I did that.
Work.
I did that.
I had a question. These are kind of disjointed, but these are questions that are coming up. When we were prepping for this, I wanted to talk briefly about I think it's one of your newest ventures, the shampoo soap. What was it?
Are you going to make I'm bald? Why do you have shampoo? You
Oh,
make that
no, I
joke?
wouldn't have. But now, actually, that's a good point. What was he called, Frank? Live Up.
Anthony Melchiori, Live Up.
Right. How hands-on were you as far as
Oh,
the whole thing?
1,000%.
So you developed like the
scent,
smells, and
everything.
that's what I was asking. What
The
goes into
design,
creating
everything.
that?
So what happened was, I felt, I almost bought a hotel in Long Beach, the Allegra Hotel in Long Beach. That's why I almost bought it, because nobody knows it. It's a gorgeous hotel, and it's a gorgeous hotel. I almost bought it, and when I say I almost bought it, I don't have the money to buy it. I got investors, and I almost got it. Missed it by this much, as Get Smart would say. Missed it by this much, and I just dated myself by 50 years.
Yeah, but I was with you though.
Because nobody gets that under the age of 30.
Yeah.
The shoe phone.
The shoe, right?
I know that.
the Steve Carell movie.
What was his girlfriend's name? What was his girlfriend's name?
God, I don't even
What was
know
his girlfriend's name
I
on
don't
Get Smart?
remember. I don't remember.
Come on,
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
Agent 99.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, of course.
Right. So what the hell was I talking
The
about?
hotel you almost bought.
So I holding hands threw me off.
What are we doing?
The whole
Me and John, me and my wife.
no, me and
You
Frank.
get so sweet. I remember when I held hands.
Sorry, we're not going
Right, the hotel in Long Island.
Yeah. Okay. The shampoo. So I said, you know what? I need a brand, kind of like my business card. I need to make something that, everybody will see my name on and keep my brand going. And I have a marketing company, the best in the world, Alternatives in New York City. And we came up with the design for it. And then we shopped it to Marietta, which is the biggest distributor of amenities in the world. And they brought me to a smell company to get the right smell for it. It's not called a smell company. It's a whole big fancy name. And in New Jersey, we sat there for, I think, a day or two. We went back and forth. And we picked out the fragrance. And then Marietta put it in beautiful tubes designed by my team and myself. And we went, every single detail. And then we started shopping it. And we're right now, we stopped shopping it individually to kind of mid-scale chains, and there's one company that actually happens to be in Vegas that if they pick it up, it'll just go poof. The good news of that, my name will be, so when you take a shower in a hotel room, Frankie, you can take a shower with me.
Again?
Yeah, you can. Because my shampoo will be there. You can rub me all over your body.
Again?
And, you said again. I thought you said you can.
No.
and so, but the bad news is there's no money in it. I'm doing that just simply because of marketing. Hotels are so cheap that it's like there's just no money in it, but I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because I want to walk into a shower and have my lotion in the shower. That's the goal.
Yeah, I have a two-parter on this. One, do you steal the shampoos and conditioners from hotels?
Never once.
What?
Never once.
Never once?
Never once.
Not because I'm like so honorable. It's just I don't want them. I don't care.
They're not quality.
And the second
No,
one,
not even that. It's like I don't care. I don't know.
You don't want it. The second one is, does your whole family have to just use your soaps now? Is that all that's in your house? You have like hundreds of bottles in the shower?
No,
Dad, I hate the smell of this. Too
actually-
bad. Put it on your head.
Actually, there's a new rule that everybody that knows me has to use them.
Did you bring some?
What's that?
You have any here?
I don't. No, I don't
Ooh,
care.
I got
Look
no-
at many.
Look under your chair.
You know us.
Ooh, I got no hair. Sorry.
But how bullshit of a person would I come in if I brought my amenities with me? Oh, you see my amenities?
I don't know.
Free samples.
It's enough that
Everyone
I walk into every store ever. You know who I am? I do
You do that. You definitely
But it's
do.
interesting
I've
that,
never done that
you
once.
say there's no money per se in it, like, and that's why you do it. Because we both believe that the only reason to do anything is to make money. They said buying sound equipment and filling their living room.
Right. Well, I learned a long time ago. Don't do anything for money because the money will never come. All right, so I know we're going to wrap up soon, but my podcast we do something.
Sure.
Can I bring it
Oh,
up?
yeah, of course.
And it's called Tell Me Something We Don't Know.
Okay.
So, Frankie, tell me something we don't know about you.
About me?
Is it
why
something
do you
you
have to start
don't know?
with
Well,
Or,
you can't tell me something you don't know about me because you don't know it.
well, we know a lot about each other. Do you want us to tell you something you don't know about us?
The world. What does the world doesn't know about Frankie?
Oh, God.
God,
Oh,
something
my
Matt
God.
doesn't know about me is going
What?
to be a
Don't call
lot
me
of
God.
trouble.
It's-
Are you going to answer this too?
of course.
Okay.
I do it
Okay.
every podcast.
You say a different thing every podcast.
Of course.
Everybody start thinking.
Okay, I'm an anxious
It doesn't have to
person.
be deep. It doesn't
That's
have to
it.
be serious.
That's it.
It could be anything.
No, you know that. He doesn't know that.
Well, but he
No,
doesn't-
maybe you do know that. Have we spoken about
No,
it?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
He said
How-
I'm an anxious
person. That's something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You actually show up as a very together person. I remember once you saying something about it.
We
so
talked
so
about
yeah,
this.
yeah. And then
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
do. So I don't want to pretend that I didn't know. I kind of knew that. But you show up, and that's what I admire about you.
Thank you.
Every single person. We talk about the millennials. We talk about young kids. Every person, right? We're all stressed out. I mean, think about it. We're flying through this world, on a crazy planet, with a sun that may not exist tomorrow, and we all may be gone, right? So we're all stressed out. My daughter said to me the other day, she literally said, she goes, I said something like, I must have said, hey, I'm stressed. She goes, you're never stressed. I'm like, I'm never stressed. Holy shit, I walk around with one big stress ball. But, I either control it well or hide it well. But I think that's really important. So when you're a guidance counselor to kids that are all stressed out, how do you ever get personal and relate to them and say, hey, it happens to me too?
Sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, it's rare when you disclose yourself, but sometimes if it's a tactic, which
Right.
sounds very clinical to say it like that, but it feels there's heart there when it's happening. But sometimes, and you keep a lid on it, but you can use it. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, tell me something I don't know about you.
Yeah, come on, Sam. Let us know. This is Frank's wife, Sam, who we have joining us in the studio here.
I like to consider myself a free spirit, And just like you, I don't like anybody bossing me around or telling me what to do.
She's 100% right on that.
She was
Okay.
looking directly at Frankie when she
right.
said that.
Yeah.
Give me the mic back,
So
Sam.
let me ask you a question.
Enough. You talked enough.
So let me ask you a question. So when you first got married, how did that manifest itself? By you not wanting to be controlled, and now you're in a marriage. And I'll
Well,
and
this
I'll,
is
and
like
I'll share.
an Old Testament marriage.
No, wait.
Yeah,
come
wait till
on.
you hear mine.
told me-
We're not going to be able to discuss
No,
it.
listen. I remember when I first got married, my wife said to me, is it okay? Do she actually used the word, do I have permission to, like, Friday night I'm going out with my friend? I was like, don't ever use that word again, because I will never ask you for permission. I'll be married 100 years. Never once will the word, do I have permission, come out of my mouth. We'll be like, hey, are we doing anything Friday night? Are you cool if I go out with my friends? Or, hey,
Right.
I have a trip next week, and I wasn't going to take it because I think we have something. Do we have something? That's fine. But, like, if my wife said you can't do, matter of fact, this year, because I broke my ankle, she said I couldn't go skiing. And I was like, no, but I'm kind of consulting on the ski resort, and I go there, like, once a month. So I really want to go skiing. She goes, nope, you can't go skiing. And I didn't go. But if my ankle hadn't been broken and she wasn't taking care of me for 7 weeks and literally carrying me up and down, and really taking care of me, I would have done it, because now I don't want to break it, because now she'd have to take care of me again. She did a great job. So I would imagine being a person that doesn't like being controlled. How was that when you first got married?
Right. I think just like you said, there's nothing that I'll tell him he can't do, or I would never say something that I wouldn't want him to say to me.
Right.
I will never search through his phone. I'll never be that overbearing, protective over him.
John, remember that. She'll never search through my phone.
I'm writing
don't.
it down.
No, but I think our relationship, we're very trusting of each other.
Yes.
Yeah, no, we're easy with each other.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. We're collaborators.
Let's go somewhere else. Matt?
I was the main character on one episode of a Japanese news reenactment show.
What was the main character? Person up on the set?
I played, I wish. I played a fat video game nerd who became a male model. So very far from my
I've seen
actual
it.
life.
I've seen it.
Were you playing a Japanese character?
No, I was playing a guy from Manchester. Real story. He
But
was,
Matt is fluent in Japanese. That has to be said.
you really?
I was, but I did not do the episode in
Wait,
Japanese.
You was or you whiz?
Oh my god! I'm not fluent in English, obviously.
Right.
you
No,
are.
No, I am. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. You can be a concierge in New York City and make a lot of money.
Yeah, hook him up, please.
See, you didn't know that. That's a skill in the hotel business in New York City that is extremely valuable.
I would love money.
That's
I would love
that's a
money.
guy who needs that connection more than even I do.
Seriously, if you ever want to be a concierge in New York City and you speak Japanese, I can probably get you a gig. I'm actually speaking
all
at the
things.
concierge, the World Association of Concierge in a couple of weeks.
wow.
Nice.
Wow. They're all like, you need anything.
No, serious.
All right.
That's good, because that would be nice. I'd like money.
Yeah.
I like money.
Well, so I just spoke to somebody on my
Arigato.
podcast, and I said, I can't remember who it was. And I said, he was an actor on Broadway. He was trying to get on Broadway, and he was just tired of being poor. And he now owns a fitness center or fitness whatever in New York City that helps actors that are on Hollywood stay in shape, on Broadway and stay in shape. And anyway, he has a really great business. And they go, how'd you get into this business? And he goes, I was just tired of being poor.
Who was it? Mark Fisher?
That's who it was.
Oh,
Holy
what do I
shit.
win? What do I win?
That's it. Mark
Now you have to
Fisher.
give Matt a job.
How do you know Mark Fisher?
I don't know him personally, but I know he has this insane rainbow unicorn branding.
That's what he calls himself,
It's fun.
Rainbow
it's like
Unicorn.
A party at the gym.
Wow, that's crazy. And he was so cerebral on the podcast.
Wow. I mean, I don't know him.
Yeah, that Mark Fisher. Holy crap.
Wow, weird.
And he goes, I'm just tired of being poor, bro.
Okay, well, there you go.
What's that? Is he related to you, Danielle?
Danielle Fisher.
I wish.
Danielle Fisher.
He's a nice guy.
All right, so Danielle, what's yours?
You stay at the Flamingo in Vegas.
I'm really
the
bad at
worst
these.
hotel on your
I'm
best
really
vacation.
terrible at these, but thanks, Matt, for lightening it up.
So sorry, what was that?
So,
You know I hijacked your podcast, right?
That's fine.
100%.
That's fine.
This is like Air Force One.
so if I weren't a creative, I would have been a paleontologist. Fun fact.
Really?
They
Why?
still figuring stuff out.
And
Like,
where
they
did
don't
that
know
come-
already? Everything.
Where did that come from? Why?
Honestly, because of my love of dinosaurs since I was a kid, and I also really love history, and
So you love Ross.
I do,
Good.
and I'm
Wow.
not even really that
Way to
big
go
of
with
a
the
Friends
dated
like
reference,
fan.
Anthony. 10 years old.
What's the number
Please.
one show on Netflix, my friend?
My what? I
The
don't
number
know.
one show on Netflix.
My friends.
My
Friends.
friends? My friend? Right.
Friends.
You
Was he
said.
trying to be funny?
Listen, we've
I
been here
never
for
knew
5
this,
hours.
Danielle.
So was yours.
Let's go, Tom.
that
Let's
was
get
the
our
point.
engineer Tom in here.
There he comes.
You have to beat this out, but one of the stupidest fucking things. When I was 10, I was scared of Eminem. Which, because of that,
M&M's.
Hold on.
Eminem.
We are not
Eminem.
going to make fun. We're not going to judge. We're not going to judge. We're not going to judge. You were no. Does he mean the candy?
No. The rapper Eminem.
Oh no, I thought you were afraid of him.
No, what the fuck would you be afraid of M&M's?
Once I drew it out,
Because they
of you, I was
melted
gonna
in my
make fun of
hand?
you.
No.
That's the thing about repeated letters.
Once he said it, and I said we're gonna make fun. I was gonna make fun of him. Oh shit.
Color on top of chocolate.
No.
Good deal.
Go on.
They melted. I got
you were-
OCD.
you were-
No.
So you were mad at a white guy trying to be a rapper.
No, so what happened was I was a 10-year-old kid in Brooklyn. It was a hot summer day. My birthday
You were a
was in
single
July.
kid in Brooklyn, as opposed to a married kid in Brooklyn.
Right, exactly. I didn't have five daughters yet, or I don't know what the
I
fuck I'm
like
going
this
with
podcast.
that.
Can I join?
Yeah.
So my neighbor across the street got his second album. It was the new album of the summer, and I liked it because he had that one song, The Real Slim Shady. So back then, I didn't know about downloading, so I went out and my father went to the Wiz and got me a copy.
Nobody
I had to
beats
make
the Wiz.
Somebody did. Obviously, they're gone.
but
You were waiting, like you were there so quick.
That's one of my go-to bits. The Wiz is always a go-to for me.
No. But I said nobody, and as I said nobody, you were in, baby.
Somebody bring up the Wiz.
That was
Somebody
good.
did. That's always my answer. Go on.
Crazy Eddie.
But anyway, so I was told that I need the logo on the bottom, the parental advisory. I had no idea what that meant, but I knew that's what I had to guess. So I went with my dad to the Wiz, and my dad's like, "Oh, he needs the one with the M&M guy with the little parental thing." And the guy goes, "Well, you know what that means? They don't bleep the cursing." So my father turns around and goes, "Yeah, I fucking curse at home. What is the big difference?" So I get home, I had no idea what I was, involving myself with, and I think it was track 2. The whole song is dedicated to like killing his mom, and I had no idea. I was like, here we go. I had a little boom box. I'm in my bedroom. I'm like, this is great. The AC's blowing. And then as soon as I hear that, I was horrified. For like 4 months, I had to like give myself therapy, look in the mirror and go, you are fine, Tom. Nothing's going to happen.
You're not going to kill your
You
mom.
are fine. Look at my mother. I go, I love you, Mom. We are good. We are okay. We're going to make it out of Brooklyn.
great.
Yeah. Horrified.
Can't stand it. You know what the best part of that story was? I had the air conditioner on.
You remembered.
It's the little
You're a kid in
details.
Brooklyn in the summer, you
It's the
know
little
that-
details.
That was an amenity that most kids did.
That's what got me through. I got that 60 degree temperature in my bedroom. Yeah.
Jesus, you really
Horrified.
paint this story with words, my friend.
His mother had security. She's like, Mom, I love you, but you may need security because I'm doing self-therapy, and I think we'll get there. But just in case I snap, you may want to lock the door.
Thank you, Wiz. Thank you, the Wiz.
Is it the Wiz on Flatbush?
That's funny.
Wiz on Flatbush with the Wizard of Oz.
This is fun.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a lot more fun than my podcast.
Maybe
So-
you could do this.
Hey, invite me back. I'll be here at any time.
Mine is not that interesting because there's a lot of stuff that you guys know, but I do like puppeteering and stuff. I was professionally trained puppeteer and X, Y, and Z, and like that's fine.
And you're literally one of my favorite actors. I
Oh.
will say that straight up.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
Every
God.
time you're on, every time you were on stage, I was like, "This is gonna be." What was the one you did with there was another actor, and you guys were just playing off each other, and you were just funny as hell.
I know what it was.
Which one?
Gypsy.
Gypsy?
Maybe it was Gypsy. I don't know. I just almost
the other
peed
guy?
myself. I think I peed myself.
I don't
when you were
know.
on
It was
stage.
Gypsy. Maybe it was Gypsy.
It was just you were playing off another guy. It was
Yeah.
like, the curtain was down.
Yeah.
You come out.
Gypsy.
and
Yeah,
you-
it was Gypsy.
Oh my god! I thought I was gonna pee myself.
we wrote all that. That was all written.
I was like, you were at that point my favorite actor.
That's
I
so
was
funny.
like, oh
yeah.
my god,
That wasn't even part of the show. I wrote that whole thing.
amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. No, so something that nobody here knows about me except maybe Danielle. I absolutely love. and
I
I'm
love
not,
Lucy.
Yeah, there you go. I do love Lucy. I am not being sarcastic. I love Olympic ice dancing.
Oh,
I love it. I love it. I could watch it.
I did know that.
I could watch it
do?
all day.
why?
I watch it and I turn the music off and I put my own music behind it and it just is so funny. Them dancing to inappropriate music.
You
It's
put
the-
Slim Shady track too.
Yes,
and then,
I'll put
then
stuff like
Tom-
that. I watch it even when it's not on the Olympics. If it's just on, I'll turn it on and watch
Can I
it.
ask you a question? Can I
Yeah,
ask you
sure,
a
of
question?
course.
I was madly in love with Ice Dancing 2.
Okay.
And then I saw it again.
Okay.
Like the next day. It's the same shit.
It's always the same.
It's always the same.
Yeah, but I like to judge. I like to sit there and go, no, she's missed. You see, she missed that. There's a little off step. Oh, that's going to hurt her.
Why are you judging people you don't know?
It's they asked me to. I want to be part of that. That's the thing. I got into this because I want to eventually judge ice dancing.
Okay. That's fantastic. That's fine. That,
Wow.
No, I mean, yeah, that's.
No, you know what? Like I love gymnasts. Gymnasts. I love watching gymnastics. But it's the same routine over and over. Do you see the YouTube thing that went viral a couple
girl.
weeks ago,
Yeah.
where she just lost it and was great?
Yeah, that was good.
Like I was like, yes, we need that.
Yeah, it's still different.
Yeah, it was different. So yeah, I agree. And do you like what's the thing when you scrub the floor and you win an Olympic
curling?
medal?
No,
Curling.
no. I could go without curling.
I don't understand
Swiffering.
that.
You like Swiffering?
I like
You like
Swiffering.
a good clean floor?
Yeah. No, I don't know. We all like listen, but the one thing we all have in common, I think you have it with us.
Okay, so since I hijacked this podcast, what's your favorite Olympic sport?
Oh, maybe I would say, I don't know. Does dancing count?
Dancing. Okay.
Dancing.
What's your favorite Olympic
Wait,
sport?
what? My wife thinks dancing is an Olympic sport. Is it?
It's ice dancing.
Ice dancing.
She didn't-
That counts.
Favorite Olympic sport?
You have 1 second to answer. Next.
What's where they ski off the big slope and they what's
Oh,
that?
Slalom.
No, slalom's is that the
ski jumping.
Oh, ski
Yeah,
jumping.
ski
Yes, not
jumping,
slalom
yeah.
is the right. Slalom is the bumps.
The agony of defeat. Does anybody remember that? Come on. The Wide World of Sports.
Oh, yeah.
The thrill of
yeah,
victory
yeah.
and the agony
of
of defeat.
defeat.
And the guy's coming down this Olympic jump, and he wipes out before he goes off the jump, and he slides
thing.
off the jump.
That's bad.
Oh, for years when
I
you were a
like it.
kid, like everybody knew that reference. You guys are way too young.
Yeah.
Howard
I'm ice
Cosell.
dancing. Mine is ice dancing. That's,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know what it's called. Those the ice skates
Bobsled.
with the really long skates.
Oh, the
cross
cross country.
Oh yeah,
Those
speed
are-
skating.
yeah,
yeah.
fascinating.
Matt, while Tom gets his mic.
Swimming, probably.
Swimming.
Swimming probably.
Swimming,
Not committed
probably.
at all.
He's
I'm not really
gonna-
committed,
No, he's
no.
not into that.
Not committed.
The Japanese team, Matt.
I'm gonna
Yes.
give two. The snowboarding X game thing, and
That's not Olympics. That's exporting.
it's snow, and bobsledding.
Bobsled, that's my
Yeah.
favorite. Bobsled.
No.
You know what I love when he did with his fingers? The thing.
Yeah. You know the one.
Cool
You know the
runnings.
one.
Cool running.
Cool runnings. You like cool runnings?
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. What are we talking about?
Podcast.
No, I was just gonna wrap
All
up.
right.
I
So
mean,
here's how we
all-
wrap it up. What's one thing we don't know about you? That's how we wrap up.
Oh, I forgot about that. You know what? I have nothing. I don't know. What's the one thing you don't know? Okay, I'm gonna tell you something personal. I was in the Air Force. I was on the bus. I was in technical school, and this young lady who I was friends with, not like romantic, but friends with, she was saying, all the guys in the dorm last night were making fun of that guy Anthony with big ears, and I'm like, Anthony with big ears? I was like, that's me. She goes, no, the other Anthony. I go, no, I'm the Anthony with the big ears. She looked at me, white as could be, and I thought she was going to throw up on me. She was like, no, it was the other guy. I said, no, the other guy has
Small ears.
small ears. I have very big ears that
clear.
stick out. That was me. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, no, that's all right, because the last guy that made fun of me, I beat the shit out of him, so I'm good. So that's something you don't
That's
know.
your
Wow.
story. Wow.
They actually sang Mickey Mouse. They were like Mickey, and they started singing Mickey Mouse. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll be self-deprecating. And I was joking around with them, whatever. And then he shut the fuck up. And I was just like, hey, dude, enough. I want to go to sleep. We were in the barracks. Like, shut the fuck up. Didn't shut up. Now, I don't want to get thrown out of the Air Force, because if I go back to Brooklyn, I'm dead or in jail. I said, I can't get thrown out of the Air Force. But he just, it was like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm really, really tired. They've been singing this song for like 10 minutes. I'm all right with it. I'm not going to get upset, whatever. I'm not that kind of guy, whatever. All of a sudden, I jump up. And I jump over all the other things, and I start beating the shit out of the guy. They pull me off. It's called a book party. They throw books in
Pillowcase?
pillowcases. Start beating the shit out of the guy.
There's a name for that. There's a name for putting books in a pillowcase and beating each other with.
It's a book party.
Book party.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So we had a book party.
Yeah.
They beat the crap out of him. The TI comes in the next day. Actually, it was in basic training. It wasn't in tech school. The TI who slept in his office some nights comes in the morning. The guy's all beat up, whatever. Not one of them gave me up. Nobody. He didn't even give us up. It's like, I fell off my bed. Beat the crap out of him.
Wow.
And it's my hope that tomorrow he stays at a hotel and he takes the shampoo out of the
How you
shower
doing?
and
Yeah.
it's your name on
That's
it.
right, baby.
That's
That's right, baby.
All right. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh.
We really appreciate
You
it.
better invite me back.
Yeah, anytime.
But I want parking.
Yeah, more parking. Next time we'll bring you back with a place to park. All right, thanks. Thanks for coming in, and we appreciate it.
All right.
That's it.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Nothing Podcast with Nobody Important, a cool side production hosted by John Panepinto and Frank Caiati, with contributors Matt Hunt, Joe Hagopian, and me, Danielle Rosefisher, and engineered by Tom Zaccheo. Find us online at nothing-podcast.com. And be sure to rate and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever fine podcasts are distributed.